lesson 3 on quadratics, and today we're going to do the fun finding of roots and what exactly roots are. So previously you had a question like this in which you were told to find the common factor of x, take it out, and two numbers that multiply together to make 15. Well, we're doing something very similar today. We're going to rearrange that formula first by taking 15 both sides. So we get this quadratic on the left hand side here, equating to or equaling 0, and we want to make them into brackets like that, and we can use this later on. So we're going to use the same idea, the same technique. Previously you wanted two numbers that multiplied to make positive 15. Here we want two numbers multiplied together to make negative 15. So two numbers that multiply to make negative 15, and we're going to put a list out of all of them. So think of the factors of minus 15, and there you go, and they're going to be integer values. All these examples are going to be simple whole number values. These are the four factor pairs of negative 15. Quite, that's the first stage, so copy that down as your step to success. This is your first one. So now let's look at all of those and consider the plus 2. Now, two numbers that add to make plus 2. I've got to think of two numbers that add to make plus 2. However, they've got to be from this list. So what we're going to do is go through each of these factor pairings, add them together, and see which pair add to plus 2. I'll do it nice and slowly. 1 plus negative 15 is negative 14. Negative 1 plus 15 is 14. 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. One of those pairings gets the value we want here. I wonder if you could spot which it is. Hooray! There you go. Those two work. Now from here we can place them into our brackets. So we take each of those two values and we simply plot them in to the brackets there. Now we've solved it. Let's see what this looks like on our graph. So we look at one of the graphs we did earlier, and so here they are. This is our function, y equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. What we wanted to do was find out where the x values, what x values were, such that they crossed here, where y is 0. So we put them into brackets, and now I want you to see if you can spot the connection between these values and these values here. Simply put, what value can I put into x here so that this becomes 0? Because anything times 0 is 0. And hopefully you can see that if I put the value of 3 into here, this becomes 0. So our first value here is 3. Can you think about what the second value would be? What other value of x can I put into here so that this becomes 0? Clue on the diagram. There you go. When x is minus 5, then the quadratic is 0 as well. And we call these two values the roots. They are the roots of this quadratic, meaning they are the values of x so that this quadratic equals 0. No height or depth from the y value, simply where y equals 0. And there's a nice way to know this as well. It's called the AM idea. A stands for addition, M for multiplication. Do the M first. What do you multiply to get negative 15? And add to get plus 2. Work these two things through. Remember, get the factor pairs of minus 15 and then work out which ones add to make plus 2. And then you get into your brackets like that. I hope this has been helpful to you. End of show.